Hello and welcome back. I am Anthony Martin, your host, and today on Pandering Hour we're going to be talking about Latvia. Latvia is a country on the Baltic Sea between Lithuania and Estonia. Its landscape is marked by wide beaches, yada 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 yada. Okay, here's what I found. So, I have a couple of things that I normally look into, like the fun facts, because that's where they hide, like, this place hasn't had an election in 10 years. Ha 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 ha. That's great. Um, we look at how much it costs to fly there, the historical sites, the women, uh, what people look like who come from this place. So I went to Latvian women, and some interesting stuff came up. For instance, how to pick up Latvian women. So we're just going to jump right into that.
Today it's all about Latvian women.
This is already weird. This is already uncomfortable.
Want to show you how you can date beautiful girls in Riga and also in other cities in Latvia.
Okay.
I'll show you where it's easy to meet beautiful local girls, and no, it's not where 99% of guidebooks will guide you toward.
What guidebooks are guiding you to beautiful women? What? Hold on. So, it's like, okay, the guidebooks, I don't think they can legally have a guidebook that says, "Hey, you can find the where the hose at? Where's the where the hose at section of any guidebook?"
It's a completely different place. I'll show you what it's like to date them, and I'll reveal the kinky truth about these women.
This guy does not seem confident. This guy is like,
Are you ready for your
like,
next?
"Hey, I got the truth, the kinky truth about Latvian women." Why are you showing these dorks? What is this? This is discount fucking Peter Parker. What is that? It's fake hair. That is fake hair. Whose hair is just matte? This guy. I don't have much to say about this guy, but this guy, what is happening to his face? It's expanding in this direction and in this direction.
Stag party in Riga? God, I hope not. Let's first talk about dating in Latvia in
B-roll.
2019 and beyond. The big question.
When is this video from? 3 years ago? Okay.
That I asked myself when I arrived in Riga was, have British men ruined everything?
What? Have British men ruined everything for dating in Riga, which I assume is like a...
And I want to make one thing clear
Capital?
before I dive right into the problem with the British people in Riga and also in other Eastern European cities, but especially in Riga. I don't want to bash British people. I love England. I studied in England for 1 year. I lived in England. I have many English friends and I have many British coaching clients.
Oh, wait, this guy coaches? He coaches people on how to date, on how to pick up women. That's this guy's profession.
However, the British people made it really, really hard for foreigners from all around the world to pick up girls in Riga. I mean, I even made the following approach when I approached girls in Riga. I said, "Excuse me, I'm not a drunk British guy, but..." And then I delivered my compliment. In case you're from the UK.
Okay, so he shits on the British. Respect. I mean, it's pretty easy to rip. People in other countries are like these gross British people.
UK, you can say, "Excuse me, I'm British, but I'm not drunk." It's a really big problem. Because of this stag
It's a really big problem. Listen, that's...
party culture.
If they were like Jewish or Africans, this would be so racist.
The local women
But this
are
is white on
very,
white.
very reluctant to meet you when they think that you are British. Because all the British people that they meet there are completely wasted, puking in the corner, and they don't want to be associated with them.
Wow. Strong generalizations.
I'm
Maybe if you're
sorry if
meeting
that
people
offends
at
you when you're
bars.
British, but as always,
How is Latvia like a heavy drinking culture? The peculiarities of Latvian drinking culture. Okay. I'm not accepting these cookies. Um, Let's go to modern day. As early as the 18th century, Baltic German publicist Garlieb Markel addressed in no certain terms the fact that Latvians are intimately familiar with spirits. In his book, Latvians, he claims that the malaise of drinking to be the second general characteristic of the Latvian folk. What's the first? He identified the cause of this vice in the miserable conditions Latvians experienced in serfdom, with alcohol being the only thing that could make them forget the dejectedness of their insignificance. Okay, this seems brutal. Who wrote this? Okay, the Latvians, I guess. Um, to his readers, Merkel depicts a truly apocalyptical scene um, in gentle self-sacrifice. Mothers share their own vodka glass with their breastfeeding children. 14-year-old boys and girls drinking vodka unflinchingly, but there are but few men and women who don't get drunk every Sunday, especially after communion. Let's not forget that the Baltic German gentry expanded alcohol production and tavern culture to a national scale for profit. They had every reason to kick themselves when the peasantry became inveterate drinkers. Okay. So they drink. They drink hardcore. And then young British blokes come by and they're like, Oi! Oi! You're a right fit bird, ain't ya? Right? Right fit bird. Wagwan. Wagwan. Birds got
I
bunda
share the truth
still.
with you. I don't sugarcoat things, and that's just the reality that you have to face in Riga.
This guy, he's talking like he's such. I don't sugarcoat things. Like I feel like such a man listening to this guy, and I'm not much of a man if I'm being totally honest. Like I don't think I'm like Mr. Burt Reynolds with like hair on my chest and I chewing on wood, drinking whiskey, firing my Colt Magnum while I drive my car over, over a cliff into a bucket of minorities.
People that they meet there are completely wasted, puking in the corner, and they don't want to be associated with them. I'm sorry if that offends you when you're British, but as always, I share the truth with you. I don't sugarcoat things, and that's just the reality that you have to face in Riga. The good news, however,
he just has so much B-roll. It's like this was made by AI. This is so weird.
Is that the women there are very, very proud of their beauty. The women do everything to look beautiful, which is not that hard for them because most of them are naturally beautiful. They are tall, they are blonde, they are just wow. But there's also a reason for that. Latvia has one of the highest rates of female sociosexuality. That means that there are way more women than men. And of course, as a result, the local women try to appeal to the beauty ideal of...
Why? That's usually not a good reason. Why is there such a disproportionate amount of women to men? Women to men in Latvia. Are they going to war? Okay. There is a shortage of men, but why? Diana and Zane are both single and have come to a cafe in the center of Riga to chat about one of their favorite topics, the lack of decent men. Two women are both 29, beautiful, stylish, and well educated, but it seems that in Latvia there are simply not enough eligible men to go around. Dania has been working at a film festival where 98% of her colleagues are women. There's nothing wrong with that, but just for the good balance, you should want to have some more men to flirt or chat with. It's just more interesting, she laughs. That's why all my friends have gone abroad and found boyfriends there. Gender imbalance. While more boys are born in Latvia than girls, the balance shifts dramatically in adulthood. High early male mortality rate. See what I mean? They're like, oh no, there's just more girls here. That's all. There's just more girls. That's about it. Why is there a high early male mortality rate? What happened? Latvia. They die from cancer? Why are all these men getting cancer? How are just the men getting cancer? Although the proportion of men in Latvia is higher, 52% of newborns are male, the proportion drastically changes as life goes by. This is overall proportion of men in society tends to decline to 49. So there's almost a 10% difference. The average life expectancy from birth, looking at the causes, death among Latvian men, cardiovascular disease, clearly stay in the lead with more than 50% of the cases of death. Nevertheless, some improvements are noted in this area. Spread of diseases and overall mortality has been slowly declining in recent years, as BNN was told by the Health Economy Association. Cancer kills the most. Prostate cancer. But what, like young men? Why young men? That's odd. Nah. Nah, 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 nah. Are there Latvian gangs? Italian mafias, Albanians. What is the crime rate in Latvia? Pretty low. Organized crime in Latvia. Latvia has a serious problem with organized crime. Illegal border crossing, drug trafficking, money laundering, vehicle theft, human trafficking, and corruption are just some of the issues. Okay. So, Latvia is ranked 39th in the Human Development Index. It's okay. One of the main money-making activities for Latvian organized crime groups is drug trafficking. Narcotic transportation occurs everywhere in the world, so the fact that Latvia is perfectly geographically placed next to Russia means that it is the European Union's freedom of movement and Schengen policies into Russia. Okay. That's shitty. So just a lot of young men get into gangs. Like it's that common. Okay. Young Latvian men getting into gangs. Latvian gang who tricked people from their home nation to come to the UK and then forced them to work and hoarded their pay are jailed for nearly 5 years. Okay. 4 men who formed an international serious organized crime syndicate specializing in money laundering and fraud have each been jailed for nearly 5 years each. First of all, 5 years! You kidnap someone and force them to work. I think you should get more than 5 years for that. Like, that's a really easy thing to do and do again once you get out. Latvian men aged between 39 to 38 encourage people from their home nation to come to Britain, offering to provide travel and accommodation for work. I bet they were stupid young people. Like dumb young people. They're like, hey, hello, how would you like to come work in my country? You want to leave? You want to leave your beans on toast and come and have what's some Latvian food? Stop eating your beans on toast and eat some great beans and bacon. Oh, well, that's not good. This does not look like good food at all. No wonder these people commit fucking crimes. Look, they got the fucking beet soup. Do you know how sad it is when they're like, "Oh, you've got to try this highlighter pink beet soup. It's great." How about fried potato? A staple in our country. Fried potato. Every country that has potatoes fries it because potatoes kind of suck. They kind of suck unless you put butter on it. And if you have to put butter on it, it's probably not that good. And butter can be an ingredient, but like watermelon. Like you put watermelon with anything and it's good. Like think of anything that you would have like a smoothie, watermelon. Put watermelon in the smoothie gets better. I don't think I proved my point that well, but we're gonna move on. Yeah, if you left Britain to come to this place, and you're like, oh, the food, oi, the food's so hard on my tum, on my belly. It's really hurting my belly. I really wish I could go home and see my nan and have a nice Queen's soup or whatever. Upon their arrival in the UK, the people were told they were in debt to the gang and were forced to open bank accounts before handing over the details and cards. They were sent to work in locations across the UK, and the gang retained control over their earnings. Refusal to cooperate met with threats of violence and assaults. Hardages? Hard IJS. That's his name. Hard IJS. Hardage. Hardage? His name's Hardage. Hardage Langstein. And Marcus Cursis. Arvids Kavirkurs. And Ivars Dzigarjans. And so, well, they're white people. Fuck them. Avars, Aivars. Ivars. It's Ivars. DZ. First off, no. You don't just back a Z up right into a D, okay? But DZAGARJANS. Dzigarjans. It's like, it reminds me of the word pajamas. You know? Dzigarjans. Like the opposite of pajamas would be Dzigarjans. They've been convicted of carrying out illegal activity between 2012 and 2016, but Langstein of Salford, Cursus of Falkirk, Kiev of Edinburgh, and Dzigarjans of Northumberland were all acquitted of people trafficking charges and were sent to Mordor to stop the One Ring. Dzigarjans of Northumberland. That's a ridiculous name. That is an insane title. Dzigarjans from Northumberland. Kivkors. Or Civkors. Cavekors of Edinburgh. Sheriff Thomas Welsh, QC, told the men they had all been convicted of very serious offenses involving organized crime. Oh, right. You're very serious crimes. Very serious. But you've been acquitted of trafficking peoples. It's not funny when you traffic peoples. The judge gave the men jail terms of 4 years and 11 months each. So it's not even 5. Right. Now, you may have ruined several lives, but we're going to give you 5 years. Work it out. Wait, hold on. He said the offenses were highly sophisticated and were executed with meticulous precision. Sheriff Welsh also spoke at Edinburgh Sheriff Court of the impact it had on the individuals named on the indictment and the banking system in general. So these guys are Latvian? Well, yeah, it's a Latvian gang. Imaginary Latvian street gang in Boston. Crime in Latvia. Why youth joins gangs. Latvians guilty of illegal gangmaster role. Gender and victimization risk among young women in gangs. How did we get... I am asking about young men. But women are also in gangs. And it's very hard for them. Yeah. You're in a gang. It's all hard. Okay, let's go to crime in Latvia. Is usually low, especially compared to previous years when it was named the crime capital of Europe. Well, there you go. That's where all the young men went. If you're wondering why I just can't find a decent man here in Latvia, it's because they've been shot. They've been stabbed. They trafficked crime. They trafficked drugs. They're in prison. They're in prison. They're in international prisons. Okay. Yeah, that's nuts. In the busy entry hall of the University of Latvia, Riga, the gender imbalance is visible. According to sociologist and lecturer Bababella, there are more than 50% more women enrolled there than men. She says this means that women often find it harder to find a partner with equal level of education, which means lesbians. There's going to be lesbians. There's going to be lesbians, and there's going to be a lot. Okay. And by the time women want to settle down, men are dying younger and four times more likely to commit suicide. You know what? Yeah. How do you like it? How do you like it, ladies? You complain about us, you go live without us. See how you like it. Macho culture, where men do outnumber women, however, is in Riga many sports bars. So, sports bars, you find men. Gee, who could have guessed it? Agris, these names, man. Agris Reeks, KSTS. Agris Reeks, a 28-year-old software engineer, says there's still a macho culture in Latvia which encourages risky behavior such as fast driving, smoking, and especially heavy drinking. It is kind of perceived that it is manly, that the more alcohol you can handle, the more of a man you are. Yeah, because it's poison. If I hand you a glass of scotch and you almost die, or if you just sip on it and you're like, this doesn't do shit to me, partner. You got soft hands, boy. Everybody understands that this is kind of absurd, but it's still there. Psychoanalyst Ansis Stabingus? Psychoanalyst Ansis Stabingus. Oh, I love these names. Who treats men for depression and suicidal tendencies. It says Latvia's transition to capitalism 20 years ago suddenly put massive pressure on men to succeed financially. Gee, really? Wow. Who could have guessed that? That's quite interesting, you know. It didn't encourage them to act ethically and to make money at any cost, any circumstance. You gotta make money, you gotta grind. We here in America only know that. So, oh, did you have a rough 20 years? Oh, pobrecito. The economic crisis, which has pushed unemployment up to 20%. Wow. No, yeah, that's why they're doing crime. If you can't get a job, you need to make money, Russians, they will employ you. As a result, according to the Latvian government, when the crisis hit in 2008, suicide levels were already one of the highest in the EU, went up by 16%. Eesh. There are demands about how men should live. And if they cannot meet those standards, they fall into depression. And then they start to use some alcohol or gambling because they cannot solve that problem, he adds. Currently, more than 80% of suicide deaths are men. Ladies, only you can be the change. If you kill yourself at a higher rate, you can level it out. You could be the change. Let me see. ANSYS believes that Latvian women sometimes prove more resilient when faced with a desperate situation. They are more likely than men to ask for professional help. And with the highest rate of single mothers in the EU, he says women tend to keep going for the sake of their children. Husband material. Yeah, let's see what husband material is and see if that makes you want to kill yourself. But looking after a family alone can make it more difficult to find a partner. Yes. Yes. Duh. Oh, gee, guys don't... Yeah, I would want to kill myself if I got involved with a family that then was just like, well, you gotta go provide for us. It's like, that's not even my kid. Dace Ruxane has spent her career looking long and hard at the issue. She is seen by many to be the Latvian version of the fictional character Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. She is a sex columnist, author, and editor-in-chief of one of the country's most successful women's magazine, Lilith. The smart girls are alone. The really beautiful girls are alone if they are. The really beautiful girls are alone if they are smart. They want to find partners who are equal to them, but a man having all this choice doesn't need to be very perfect. He just sits in front of the TV and knows he can get a woman, and if she doesn't suit him, he'll get another. Smart women simply don't want to have such men as their partners, she adds. And here lies the crux of the problem. I'm trying to put this thought together. Okay. So, there's not a lot of men for you to choose from. The men you don't like the men you can choose from, so you don't choose those men. And you wonder why they want to kill themselves. I'm the only guy here, and she still doesn't want me. That's brutal. You're the only option, and she's just like, nah. I'd rather be alone than with you. I feel the gun gravitating to my mouth as I speak. Like, that is vicious. Vicious Latvian women. And I'm about it. I'm about it. I'm about it. I'm about it. Let's get back to this dating thing.
Of the man. That's also why they celebrate.
Also, let's see. What do these women look like? Why don't I actually dive into that? Okay. I'm not attracted to this. To describe what I'm looking at, it's like the typical influencer sort of look. If you're a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, you know, you tan your skin because you don't want to be pale like this other girl over here. So if you either lean into you're either pale or you lean away from being pale. You're trying to gain melanin. And the hair is blonde and it's like wavy, and she's jutting out her jaw, you know, working the jawline angle and all that stuff. Lip plumper. She just looks oily. If I'm being totally honest, like, this look is just oily. Like, she looks like if I were to... Not that she's caked on with makeup, but she just looks slick. Like, if she were to fall down, she would just continue to slide. And just... She looks perpetually moist. Almost like Rihanna. Like, let me pull up a picture of Rihanna. Like, Rihanna has always looked kind of, like, moist and, like... She reminds me of a fart. Like, I don't know why, but Rihanna is just synonymous with this, like she just always kind of looks like she's letting out a fart. She always kind of looks like she smells. Like, I just don't believe. And then she's like, yeah, I go to strip clubs. Fucking garbage person. You're not garbage if you go to strip clubs, but it is a garbage activity. I'm gonna go look at the place where women aged 18 and sometimes younger to like 40 come to make money off their bodies, and there's gonna be bouncers there in case people can't control their hormones. Like, she just looks, I mean, maybe not there. All of them just remind me of, she farts. Like, this, if you just showed me a picture of this woman and I didn't know who Rihanna was, and I was like, does this woman let out big farts? Absolutely. Look at her. Fat Rihanna probably had some dump farts. Who'd she have? Rihanna Reborn. She transforms into a toilet. Who is ASAP Rocky? AP Rocky? ASAP Rocky got her pregnant? Alright. Okay. But yeah, she looks like diarrhea to me. Rihanna looks like a fart. She reminds me of diarrhea. Um, she probably smells bad. That's fine. Um, I don't milk maidens. Whoa, hold on. I gotta get a closer look. But you see what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Latvia for culture lovers. Look at the culture. Okay, moving. Let's back off. Let's back off. So these are the women who are like, I'm too good. Yeah, I'm too good for him. He just sit in front of TV. He hardly milk cow. Like, look at these. Look, I'm too good for. I, I need a man who has six-figure income, at least. Ho ho ho. Well, you're about to be alone in the city. Good for you. And then they date women outside the country. This is what the problem is. This is what Japan is afraid of. Is the women of the country going, I don't want to date the men in this country. I want to date those men. And then they go and date those men. And that's how a lot of people get here. Women, like, men who marry the women in their country bring them here. And then they get divorced and they marry American women. Um, or not. Because apparently American women suck. I have a great one. I have a wonderful girlfriend. She's amazing. I think that I just think that she's amazing. But this is just I don't know what Latvian women are like. But this is something I found. Secrets to dating a Latvian woman. What are Latvian women like? Latvian girls are known for their natural beauty, with a focus on minimalistic grooming and makeup, radiant complexions, eye hues in the sun spectrum, and a figure either tall or slim. These individuals prioritize health both inside and out. Their beauty is truly incomparable as they brace their unique features with pride. Unique features. I've never seen a woman look exactly as oily as she does. Hold on. Instagram thoughts. Boom. Boom. Same style. Same style. Do 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 do. Who's like a shiny? Let me see. Instagram influencer women. She's doing it. Shiny look. Not so shiny. Let me see. She's doing the shiny look. Yeah, there we go. Literally the exact same thing. Do you guys see this? Obviously, she's a different ethnicity, but same. Look at what she's doing. Same thing. Boom, boom. Same. And then, big ol' shiny forehead and cheeks. But same thing. Okay. Another one. Here's another one. Okay. So, I mean, so unique. You'll never see a woman who looks like this ever. Latvian women boast a fashion sense that is both practical and classy. They prioritize comfort first when it comes to their clothing, yet they also understand the importance of investing in quality pieces. Their wardrobe can easily transition from casual to sophisticated with a few minor adjustments. Why? But you're not. Appearance, natural beauty, elegant personality. Latvian women are known for their strong, independent personalities with a focus on self-sufficiency and personal growth. Well, yeah, you're not going to find men. You can't be dependent if you're alone. If you're like, I don't want that guy who watches TV. Men who watch TV are disgusting. So, I'm going to college. Positive, resourceful, and well-educated individuals who embrace open-mindedness and a thirst for knowledge form this community. That is one thing I am envious about women. We as men, like there's this term that I've heard before about black people, which is that black people are not a monolith. Like black people don't all think and feel the same way. Women are a monolith. In my mind, like it just seems so obvious. Like there is a female monolith of some sort that they're all sort of subscribing to, and not all, but like let's say 90%. Like it just seems like the whole because you go to these other communities outside of the country, like it's international. That's what's weird to me. It's like these values, some values are just international. It's an inherent thing. It's just weird. I can't really fully explain it, but I don't think about women that much. I'm not like, what do women think about? Like I'm not sitting around doing that, but it just seems like a sort of through line where like why do they look the same? How do they end up at this result? But if I were to go to attractive men, okay, this guy is ripped. This guy, handsome face, ripped. Where's Timothy Chalamet? Like long hair, short hair, stubble, facial hair, clean cut, skinnier looking guy. So this guy was under attractive men, and also this guy was under attractive men. This guy looks like somebody's nurse. Where'd he go? This guy looks like a nurse. Henry Cavill or some guy on Facebook. Bradley Cooper or the guy from One Direction. The guy from One Direction, Jason Momoa. These guys are Indian. These guys are like they're so. A lot of them look the same. A lot of the American ones look the same, but it's so different. Korean, dude. This guy was ranked top 2 attractive men in the world. One was Henry Cavill. Boom. And the other one was most attractive man 2023. Kim, I don't know how to say that name. This guy, V, the Korean singer, and he's gay. Okay, this little boyish man, kind of not like a ton of muscle tone. He's just kind of like boyish versus man, burly, chest hair, rippling muscle, Superman, like elf wizard man. This is like I don't know, King Lee, and then there's like the Prince. You see, there's like a lot of variety versus two most or most. Is there a most beautiful woman? Most attractive man 2013. Is there a most attractive woman? Jodie Comer versus I saw it was Zendaya. Oh, do they look different? Not so much. Same eyebrows, same lips, almost the same nose, hair, thin neck. You can either have it in chocolate or vanilla.
Great every year.
But going back to that monolith idea, I just feel like I had a stand-up bit about this. Like, it feels like a lot of women are trying to look like the same woman. Like, women get like this idea of what attractiveness is, and they're trying to look like that. And it's like people will say it's a societal standard, or it's nature versus I don't really know. How do women figure that out? Is it just trial and error? No. How do how do women figure out how to make themselves attractive? I don't think they're trying that hard. I don't think they're thinking that hard about it. I think it's just like an innate thing. Whatever. Let's go back to the dating video.
Year a Go Blonde festival where the women are proud to be beautiful. They all dress up, they have their makeup, and they are blonde. Local women try to appeal to the beauty ideal festival where the women are proud to be beautiful. They all dress up. Latvia has 8% more women than men. And according to sociologist and lecturer Baibadela, or however you pronounce that city, I've been there and it's the second largest city in Latvia, and picking up girls there is so much easier. And it's just the energy of the Lipke Memorial. You can walk hand in hand through Riga's old town in a very romantic way while you're looking left and right, and I didn't find any dating venues there, but it's a great place to meet incredibly beautiful girls. Or imagine the following situation. Imagine two beautiful blonde girls walking up to you at about, let's say, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.
A warning about dating. Okay, two beautiful girls walk up to you, and then what?
p.m. when you're out and looking for a bar to get a drink. They ask you where you're alone. They show interest. Deep down, you know that this shit only happens in movies. I mean, two incredibly beautiful blonde girls approaching you, hitting on you. Something smells fishy, right?
Not me, bro. That happens to me all the time. Might not happen to you soft-handed boys, but I get strange on the regular. No, I don't. I got a wonderful girlfriend.
But you still think, hey, I'm in Riga, whoa, maybe it's just different, and you feel like a god. So you go, yeah, okay.
And you feel like a god. Is this... Okay. I never understood how to be this kind of a male, you know? Like, I never understood how to be the kind of guy who's like, I feel like a god. Like, no. Like, I should have better words. I never wanted power over anyone. You know? I just want the power to create boundaries and to protect. Like, I just don't want to be taken advantage of and attacked. Like, I'm playing defense, not offense, if that makes sense. And when I do play offense, what does that even mean? This just goes back. I'm too worried about getting beat up to think about, feeling like a god.
You follow them to the bar. You order some shots for you order some shots for them, and then the bill comes. The drinks cost $200. You want to leave, but then there's this bouncer who has arms that are bigger than trees, so you pay. Unfortunately, that's something that happens a lot in Riga.
That happens everywhere. Women convince men to buy their drinks all the time.
I think it's a response to the stag parties. Really, I believe that. It's not that we as Western men are completely innocent to that. I meet them online.
Online dating is the best way. I doubt it. I bet there are mail order brides. Let me see. Mail order brides. Latvia. What you must do to bring a Latvian wife to your country. Meet Latvian women for marriage. Mailorderbride.com. Let's see. Home. She's not 21. She's at least 30. What the hell? Okay, best sites to search for Latvian women. Here are some sites for your view. Well, considering how close Latvia is to Russia, they're probably trying to get out. Probably trying to get out. Latvians are patriots. They love their country. They love their capital, Riga. The city is often described as the Paris of the North. They're proud of their country. It's young but has great history. It also has great nature. Um, Latvia during Ukraine war. Latvia's NGOs and their umbrella organization, the Civic Alliance Russia, support Ukraine and Ukrainian refugees. Um, has Latvia been attacked? Not attached. Attacked. My bad. Is Latvia a friend of Russia? As one of the EU countries imposes sanctions on Russia. Oh, so they put sanctions on them. Was Latvia attacked by Russia? No. Our country has a member of the most powerful international organization as well, NATO, the U.S. Department of State. Okay, Latvia is safe because they're a part of NATO, but they are like right there. Like, let's go back to the map. Latvia, Russia. Latvia, Russia, Latvia, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine. So it has a buffer of Lithuania and Belarus. So I guess they really have no reason to attack. But, you know, Ukraine people are coming up to Latvia as refugees. As refugees. As refugees. Okay. Yeah, but if I lived there, I'd probably be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. This is creepy as hell. Okay. Let's see this. Latvian brides. High cheekbones, gorgeous features, and a look of mystery. A look of mystery are all something that Latvian brides possess. Their northern exotic looks. Northern exotic. Northern exotic. This woman was at the grocery store today. This woman, yeah, these look like women in Texas. I guess that's the allure. These look like women in Texas. Yeah, this is sad. Sophisticated, intelligent Latvian women are waiting for you to find them. These women love to go out to restaurants, art galleries, and concerts. Oh, they like to do things? Interesting. So interesting. But how do these people bring them over? Has there been any consequence of bringing consequence? Oh, I bet the Latvian women are sleeping with the Ukrainian men. Consequence of Ukraine war in Latvia. The war and its implications have halved Latvia's economic growth compared to the... Oh my god. You realize that's half their economic growth after what I just read earlier in the podcast. More suicide, more men getting into crime, and that crime is going to be Russian drug trafficking. So yeah. What's the protocol on flying there? Travel advisory Latvia. What does the U.S. Department of State say? Level 1. Okay. Paris is level 2, so it's already beating Paris. So I can see why they call it the Paris of the North. Exotic northern features. I have exotic northern features. Look at me. How much does it cost? Flights. Let's see. Fuck, it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive. 1 week trip in the next 6 months. Really? Can't give me any details. How about this week? Is it the same cost no matter what? $800? Why is it $800 all of a sudden? Did you see that? It was like $2,000. Okay, fine, $800. I guess if you wanna lower the price, okay. This is a cheaper country to go to, especially comparing like all the other places. On like the chart, this is a relatively cheap trip. It costs. You don't have to get shots like you do when you travel to Africa, so this might not be a bad place to go. Let's see. Let's since we're looking at it, since we know that there's desperate, you know, there's desperate women in this country. Let's take a look, huh? Maybe I'll send my friend Lee there. Okay, $58. Let's see. Wow. What are the reviews? I want the worst reviews. I wouldn't even rate it, but I had to give it the worst star. Worst customer service ever. Cold eyes, no cooperation, acted like they don't understand. The music in the restaurant was playing so loud it's impossible to sleep. That person. Ooh. Whoops. My outro started playing. Whoops, the outro started playing. Super smelly room. Reception rejects to switch to another. I don't really know about the service and location of the hotel, but it was bad starting. Well, don't expect anything even close to the park in Dubai or any other city. There is nothing to be called quality or service. Well, don't expect anything even close to park in Dubai. So this guy's from Dubai. Abdullah Al-Shwaiki. Pampering guests with shampoo from Russia. Disgrace. Very rude receptionist wearing eyeglasses. He is following guests to their breakfast, harassing customers. Worst reception ever. Park in without peeking. Oh. Well, yeah, this is the Park Inn. And it's not as good as the one in Dubai. I believe it. I believe it. Now let's go to the 1300, the A22. I like looking at luxury. You gotta look at luxury to know how good the luxury is. Oh, the presidential suite. I gotta see it. Let's view the website. The A22 Hotel. Alright, let's see. Looking nice, bro. You got a nice hotel. Listen, dog. You got a nice hotel. It looks like the hotel room from Sherlock Holmes. If you ever saw Sherlock Holmes, and he like sleeps in this big palace with a giant bed. It looks nice. I like the wood. I like the white walls. I like the accents. Looks good. What's this? JFK was here? In August of 1939, a young but very ambitious 22-year-old Harvard student went on a summer trip across Europe and Soviet Russia. The name of this young man was John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Once he stepped off the high-speed train and arrived in Warsaw and Riga, Kennedy headed directly to the embassy of the United States to meet the ambassador John C. Wiley and his lovely wife Irene. Okay. So you could stay where JFK stayed, or some dumpy little place. Let's find it closer to the college. Get the women. I don't know how this whole episode became about getting the women, but there is like some sort of culture of like getting these women. You know what I mean? Like there is a culture of that for Latvia. So that's good to know because it's a very Yeah, because it's a female-dominated culture, or it's becoming that, and so now everything is true crime. That's a good place to stop the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.